paint scheme on the 22 today. I mean, it's shades of early Steve Clark out there.
Oh yeah, it's exceptional. Definitely was a fan of the older style 22 paint schemes, or Pennzoil paint schemes rather.
Here we go, green again. And look, we've got a Penske front row. That's the one thing that everybody was fearing with the Penske front row.
Oh no, it looks like the two is having problems on the start as he drops off.
Looks like he's back up to speed. We might have to find out.
No. Are we? Let's see. We're gonna jump on board. I think he may have stayed out and not pitted during the caution. And if that's the case, he is going to be feeling it now.
Yeah, this track is...
Yeah, he is sliding all over the place.
Only Atlanta when it comes to tire wear. This place will chew tires.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when I used to race here, I used to tell my people, don't you roll those tires on the ground, pick them up.
Yep,
that's just wearing off tread.
That 2 car is not happy. We'll see if he goes in this time to try to make a pit stop to get his car back better.
You can pit here without going a lap down. So maybe he's just trying a little different strategy.
Yeah, well, you got to look. Time. Oh, there we go. We see the 2 car heading in.
Yep.
And yeah, you had to figure he must have realized he was going to lose a lot more time than he was going to make up by staying out. And at that point, right, you're already at the back. Why risk having issues with your car or anything like that and causing bigger problems? Meanwhile, in the action part of the story, we jump back here to 3rd place already. We have the number 1 of party, and this guy is a man on the mission.
That much. He didn't lose that much. But how about the 3 car? We haven't seen him all day, just kind of lurking back there, you know, and here he is running in 2nd. It'll be interesting to see what Party can do.
Yeah, he took a few weeks off, but it's good to see him back on track. And we'll see if he can hold off Party in the 1 car. And meanwhile, how about an attaboy for...
Oh, he's off track. He hit those rumble strips a little too hard.
It looks like he's going to keep it going, though, and get dropped back to 5th
like that
position.
May have been some contact from the rear end on the 1. That 1's being awful aggressive. He is not happy about that damage. We got a couple cars off in the sand over there.
It may have been. How about this? We have a 3-way battle for 3rd position between Riot, 2 Words, and Jackson from up in the booth. And it looks like Jackson, how about an attaboy to him, running along here 4th place right here, middle about stage 2.
Yeah, I give an attaboy to that, man. I mean, he lends a lot of his time to this booth right here, and he doesn't get enough praise for it. But he said tonight, he said, I want to be in this race. I want to win this race. And look at him out there running.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You know, he only starts a handful of the Cup races this season, as far as the plan is. But when he gets in the car, he makes the most of his opportunity. He's got a nice, clean-looking number 24 right now. I don't really see any damage on it. He had a little bit of an excursion off the track there in turn 10 last time by. But overall, he kept the car pretty clean, didn't damage it, didn't tear it up, and only lost 1 spot in the process, dropping from 3rd back to 4th. And it looks like he's getting ready to set up 2 Words in the 8 car to try to take that 3rd spot back. We'll see if he makes a move.
By the time we get done with this race, we're not going to count how many cars have been off track. We're going to count how many times each car has been off track. This track is treacherous, and you're going to go off. It's just a matter of time. And the one that's able to control their car is gonna be. This track is not about speed. This track, that's why I love it, is about skill. You have to know when to brake. You have to know when to shift. You have to know when to accelerate. It's all a driver's skill track. And if you look on the right side window, they're running an open window because you don't need high speed like you have, say, at Michigan or Daytona or Talladega. This is just
speaking of skill, don't look now, but it looks like that number 1 of party people starting to reel in our leader of the 22. As
roll up there.
He is closing that good gap down by car lengths at a time, it seems like, coming through these corners. And it was seconds back, and now he's maybe a half a second to a second back as he has a big close up there coming through the final corner.
Well, we're going to take a lap around with him, Scooby. You want to talk us through a lap here?
Yeah, as we go ahead, we're going to head up the hill towards turn number 1. Boy's going to get hard on the brakes here, bang off to the right here in turn number 2. As he comes up, it sets up for turns 3 and 3A. You're going to want to be in typically 3rd gear, but if you want to get that extra pull coming off, you can drop it down into 2nd. Comes up and over the hill and then down towards the right-hander. Turn number 4 comes down through turn number 4. We'll see. Looks like they stay about even as they head into the start of the S's. It's a big braking zone, and this is where Party's been making up his time all night long. So they head into the S's. It's a little bit closer, maybe a car length closer on Corey. But expect another big chunk to be made up as they come into the hard braking zone after turn 10 into the hairpin. And he's been making up chunks that right there in particular. Watch and just check out this braking as he pulls it in. Gets the wall a little bit as they come out that time. But you can see, even with catching the wall, it's still about the same for the gap, which tells you he must have made up a little bit of time there. And
well, and I was watching that lap, Stu, and he gets through that carousel so well, it doesn't look like he lost any time for the leader by tagging that wall.
And 22 gets off track a little bit as they come over the hill. I think that's the first time he stepped 2 tires wrong all night, so makes you wonder, is the pressure starting to get to him?
Yeah.
He sees that one getting closer, and he says, I'm used to being the fast guy, especially on these types of tracks, and he was not expecting that. But talking to Party pre-race, he was really optimistic and looking forward to this tonight. So as we see the 22 gets off track a little bit again coming through turn number 10, heading down towards the hairpin in turn 11. We'll see what happens this time.
I love how if you watch these guys, you ride along with them. You know, it just, you look at a map of this place, you're like, wow, that's like forever. But when you actually get on board with these guys and you watch, it's not that long to get around this place. I mean, it doesn't take them that much time. As you see him get a big game right there in the corner. But also, if you wait before they go in the carousel, these guys are cutting through pit lane almost just to get a wide entry, just to gain some time. I found that really interesting.
Well, that's the thing. These guys, they're paying attention to where each other are running. And you're going to go and you're going to make a move, and you're going to try to find every advantage you can get, every inch you can get, where the other guy is not making any time and you think you can make up some more time. You're going to go there. And you never know.
Looks like we've got a car off.
Oh, who does that we see? We have the 13 off with heavy damage.
It looks like the one's getting a little loose.
See
how
the
many
13?
laps do we have until the stage ends?
Let me check on that.
And it's looking like the one here is just doing a phenomenal job, just keeping up. But you can see him stepping out. He's faster than one end of the track. It's going to be a huge battle. Let's go ahead and look around for some other drivers and see how they're doing. There's the 24 all by itself. We got the 9.
No, we have the 24 in an intense battle with the 3 right now. As they come.
Did I miss that?
Oh, they were just jumped on over to him, and the 3 and the 24 was side by side, coming over the top of turn number 2. And it
That's
looks
right,
like
I was in the wrong camera mode. That's my fault.
Yep,
Yes,
we have the 8, the 3, and the 24s. They're going to continue to battle for 3rd place, it looks like. The 3's trying to make time back up on the 8. The 24 is trying to make time back up on the 3. And this is what you got to love about road course racing. Yeah, we're going to get the field strung out some, but at the same time, no matter where you go, we got cars battling on the track, and it just goes to show you how tight the competition is. As we watch him coming through turn number 10.
And this battle right here between the 24 and the 3 is just as good as the battle for the lead right now. And that's amazing. And speaking of paint schemes, that 24 looks excellent tonight. That's one of the newer ones that the 24 just got. He's wearing it proud tonight, and it looks damn good when he's wearing it proud.
And that's the thing too, is these guys, they've been racing like this since lap number 1. We've seen the 24, the 3, and the 8 all night. They've been going at one point even 3 wide through turn 11. They're late in the first stage as they were battling for all the points they could get, and they made it through there. They went 3 wide, little bit of contact between the 3 and the 24 on the outside, but everyone kept their cars straight, and there was no real heavy contact. We see the 8 get off course a little bit there at the top of the S's.
Is the 8 still on the lead lap? Is that 4 position? Because it's fixing to be a 3-way battle.
That is 4 positions. Those are the cars battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 13 up ahead is not on the lead lap right now after he had his incident coming through turn 9 earlier. As we see the 3 go off the track.
It looks like the
24 inside.
What's going on with the 13 here?
I think the 13 may have had an issue with timing.
So.
Looks like the 24 is going to hold off the 3.
Oh, they tag each other a little bit
that was
there.
At the end of the stage.
Oh, that was the stage. Okay, that was the computer. All right.
Yes, that was the computer. That was not them. So the 24 able to hold off the 3 there for the final lap of the stage. This is going to set up a good show the way these guys have been going. We have the 1 and the 22 that have been battling all night for the lead. The 3, the 8, and the 24 that have been battling all night for 3rd through 5th. And then the 6, the 9 and the 78 have been in their own battle. So, where do you watch? Who do you look at?
Well, as the farmer always says, the cream rises to the top. And we've seen the 24 moving its way up. I've seen the 3 putting on a stellar show. The 22 has been dominant today. The 1 been able to stay right by him.
And that's what that makes you wonder, though, is the 1... Have we seen everything the 1 car has so far? Have we seen everything the 24 has? Jackson's a part-time driver. He's up here in the booth normally. The part-time guys aren't supposed to win. But here we see, right here, he restarted in 4th, and he's been a good car all night long.
Well, the 1 is hanging right with the 22. Let's see if he gets an advantage on this turn on the inside here.
Coming towards turns 3 and 3A. It looks like he might get him. But we'll see how they come over the hill. Yeah. 1 car gets the position, and look at that. First time all night, party people gets around the 22 for the lead. Let's see if he holds him off.
Right here. If the 22 can't catch him on this end of the track, the 1 I think is going to be gone.
That was a key part right there, heading into turn 7 at the top of the S's. Corey's been beating party there all night long, and look at that. The 1 car is stretching it out through the S's. Let's see, as long as he didn't hurt that car in that final turn in that hairpin 11, that's the key, Moose. He's been running good there. He's been making up time all night.
Right here. Watch him stretch his lead right here. This is the part. The 22 made a fatal mistake. He let the 1 in front of him. The 1 has been faster than
Oh, yeah, look at that. 3, 4 car lanes he stretches. It's just coming out of that corner.
But now it looks like the 22 may fall to the 3. The 22 may not be handling like it was at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, definitely doesn't look like things are going right for him right now. We see the 1, as you said, the 1 is stretching away. And it looks like the 3's starting to reel the 22 back in. Let's see, further back. We have the 24 getting a challenge from the 2 cars. They get together coming out of 3A, heading down into turn 4. 2 car runs wide.
All the time. And you don't think of it, at a road course. But where is that more important than a road course? It's so hard to pass there. If you're faster than somebody, it's going to take a lot of skill to pass them. Now here we see the 1 passing the 22 where he's been faster all night.
But he's also been riding behind him. Oh, and the 22 into the wall out of turn 10.
It looks like maybe the 1 passing the 22 may have hurt his confidence, upset his line.
Doesn't look like he has much damage in that. Seems to be tracking straight. He maintains his position in front of the 3. But
Smooth, as a driver, you should know, when you're out there in front, you can run your own line. You don't worry about anybody else. You get stuck back in traffic, you know, even in second. You're paying attention to the guy in front of you, and that throws you off, man. That he's not running your line, so you want to start running his line, but that's not fast enough.
And that's that another thing that it helps though, Moose, is Party's been running behind Corey all night. Party's been studying Corey's braking points, studying his gassing points.
That's what I said at the beginning. The rookie's been studying the master.
And Party let himself get back to a gap where he had clean air on his nose, so he was ready for when he got up in front. But at the same time, he already knows what his car is going to be like in traffic because he stayed right behind that 22 all night. So we see here the 22 gets off track again in turn number 10. Looks like he's not going to pit, but he's losing more and more time to the one car Party up there every lap.
But can these cars make it to the finish?
Oh no, I'm sure they're going to have at least one more stop. The race is 55 laps.
Say you're a crew chief. You know, I know you're a driver. But what would your crew chief tell you? Would you split the stage in half? Would you go as early as possible? I mean,
I guess that depends on how your car's running. In the case of the number one right now with Party, he's got himself quite a comfortable lead. I think as long as he hits his marks and stays on point, he's really kind of in control right now, and it's his race to lose. He has a big enough lead, though. He can wait and see what everyone else is going to do. And it won't hurt him. And meanwhile, Corey now in the 22, with his car, obviously is not handling like it was early in the race.
No,
I'd go ahead
he's
and
under fire from the 3 right now. It's looking like he's struggling to hang on from that. He hasn't even seen all race.
You might want to go ahead and get into pit road right away. Is not only the 3, but look behind him. We have Trans and the 2 catching up. As the 3 of Riot takes a look to the inside, coming through the hairpin, coming to the line. Corey's going to hold him off for the time being, but this could be a very quick drop from second to fourth for the 22.
I think if it was me driving, you know, I dabble from time to time. I like to hop in a car. If I drop 2-3 spots on a place like this that I know tires are worth everything, I'm going to hit the pits because you know what that's going to do. That's going to cause a chain reaction. You're that much faster, everybody else is going to want to pit. So I want to be the guy behind everybody else. I want to have a fast pit stop. Maybe I can win this just from a quick pit stop.
Well, there's that aspect of it, but what if Corey's saving something a little bit? What if they're right there on that verge of, I haven't gotten a lap update.
That's true, he has not been passed by the 3 and the 2 yet.
Right, and now granted, they're not making it easy, and the 1 is just driving further and further away. But what if they're right on that edge of that window of where they can either make it without stopping or make it on 1 stop versus the rest of the guys making 2 stops? We see the 2 getting around.
In save mode right now.
He could be. Either that or with the 1 car could just be turning it on now. So that's the thing.
Yeah, but can you save if you're in second place with 2 cars hot on your heels? I mean, you see the 2 got around the 3 there. We didn't even mention that. We were so focused on this. But, you've got 2 cars that are very fast right behind you. And now it looks like he's put his feet on. So maybe he was playing some cat and mouse there.
He may have been. We'll have to watch him here and see if what kind of time he makes up on the number 1 car. Or if the 2 of Trans ends up reeling him back in. It's we see the 3 get off track a little bit in the background there, but it looks like Party's still pulling out on Corey.
Meanwhile, back here, we've got the 9 and the 78 that are pretty close. Cracker and Doug. Oh, and the 9 just gets off track right into the wall. Tags the rear end. He doesn't look like he has much damage, but he definitely got off track.
Keeps it going, but looks like no harm, no foul. Controller's crew did a really good job repairing his car after his accident earlier. You really can't even tell he was involved in an accident. He's got a little bit of a wrinkle in the nose, but looks like a decent recovery as he's trying to make up some time and get back around Doug, try to pick up another spot, work his way up.
It looks like everybody is comfortable riding single file right now, just feeling everything. By the way, the top 3, that's all there is. But here comes the 2 on the 22. Oh, that was very close. The top 4 seem to have broken away from the rest of the pack, but that 22 is under pressure from the 2.
And he goes off the track there, coming through the S's as they get ready to head into turn number 10. Gets off him a little bit with the right sides again. Trans takes a look to the inside. We'll see if he makes the pass. 22 goes to the pit road.
Now, was that intentional?
Let's see what he does now. We'll go ahead. We're going to get an estimate on his pit stop here. And now here's the question. Is he going to do 2 tires? Does he do 4 tires? Or does he do gas only? We don't know what he was saving.
As this track is, Scoob, I'd say if you're going to hit pit road, as long as this track is and this pit road, you're going to take all 4 and fill it up. You want to be sure.
Yeah, but what if you're only like 3 or 4 laps short and you only need enough time for 1 can, and those 6-7 seconds can make a big difference.
But so can tires at this track.
Yeah, you got a point there.
But now, what I'm curious to see, is this going to be an epidemic now? Are we going to see the leaders quit?
We'll go ahead. We'll jump over here. We'll keep an eye on Party because he's coming through the S's now, heading towards turn 10. Let's see if he goes in this time or if he decides he's going to stay out and run another lap. Coming through turn 10, we see him, and he stays out.
Looks like he's going to run another one, yeah.
And we'll jump back here to the 3 car. We'll see what he decides to do on pit road. 2 stays out.
But if you're running as good as he
3 stays out.
The 9 looks like it's really struggling.
8 car stays out. 24 stays out. So it looks like everyone's going to stay out. And Hardy's loving this. He's got a nice, clean racetrack in front of him. No pressure from behind. He hasn't really set a foot wrong all night.
He's on cruise control.
Yeah, going for his 2nd win of the season, and that'd be a good day for him. It definitely would help secure his position.
It's going to come down to more than that.
Hey.
But then again, he's got a huge lead. He can save a lot of fuel right now.
Well, he's been there all night, and like we said earlier, he was right there on the back of the 22. It seemed like in the 2nd stage, he just kind of dialed his car out a little bit and got tight. Where he, from the center off, when he would get on the gas, it was just wanting to push out of the corners. But it looks like right there at the end of the 2nd stage, the crew made the right changes. He stays out another lap.
It's making me nervous now. He's got to be getting very close. Like, if I'm nervous in the booth, I mean, that driver's got to have some real confidence behind that wheel.
Trans Am stays out. The 3 stays out. 24 goes to pit road while the 8 stays out.
So I guess we were wrong. I mean, I
78 off the track and the S's in front of the 22. Let's see. That's gonna cost Corey some time there, as he gets stuck behind him, and while he's trying to get his car recovered and get back up to speed, coming through turn number 10, heading into the hairpin. We see right there some pretty extensive damage on the front end of the 78 after that last excursion off the track. The 22 does get by him, but he definitely lost some time as we see the 13 head into pit road.
I figured for sure as soon as they saw somebody pitting, everybody else would hit.
24 still on pit road, so they must be fixing an issue he had on his car. Let's see if the 1 stays out again. Meanwhile, we have a battle between teammates. The 3 and the 8 get together, coming through the S's. Looks like the 3 is going to hold off the 8, but that got exciting there for a minute.
They may be holding out till last minute, hoping there's a caution. Because the only battle the 1 has had tonight is the 22, and right now he's way back. So if there's a caution, they're going to trap him way back there, and at this point, he's going to have to pit again if everybody else does. There's so much wear on his tires. He's going to be so much slower than everybody else. So now would be a perfect time for a caution in the 1's eyes. So
yeah,
maybe that's what they're banking on?
Well, they can try to bank on that, but remember, we're at a road course tonight. That means road course rules. That means instead of 2 cars for a caution, you need to have 3 cars minimum to have a caution come out. So once you get the first lap or 2 after a restart, you can get one pretty easily sometimes. But once they get 4 or 5 laps into a run and you get everyone spread out like this, like we see here where the 3 and the 8 have been continue their battle they've had going on all night long. Well, we wait to see if Party makes his pit stop. As the 3 gets off the track a little bit again, you got to figure he's going to be coming into the pit soon. That's 3 or 4 laps in a row now. He's gone off through the S's.
Well, and I've been watching the 22 ever since he came out of his pit stall. He's been knocking the curbs out, getting in the dirt. Whatever adjustments they made since that last pit stop, and there he is off in the dirt again. His car seems so tight at one turn. I think at this point it's safe to say he's out of it. But and there he is in the wall again.
Yeah, coming out of the hairpin, he gets that little bit of a scrape, and that could be it. Party could have made the right adjustment, and when they started the final stage, he got that key restart. And
that's what I was gonna say. If you think about it, Party's up front saying, you know what, I'm beating everybody by a 10. Why should I pit right now? I'll run this thing until I go. At this point right now, if he's gapping the field, I'll go in and get fresh tires, and I'll even be faster than everybody else.
Exactly, and we see he stays out another lap again. But that's just the thing. He's been there all night. He's had a fast car, and he's been fast on the road courses. Now, here's another thing. With the modified caution rule as far as how many cars it takes to make a caution, we typically go caution free at road courses. That means all these guys are pushing extra hard because that's a money bonus for them. Yeah. They don't pay entry fees when we go green all the way. So these guys, they like that fact, but that just goes to show you even more just how hard these guys have been running. The fact that they've been battling like they have 2-3 wide at some points and haven't had a single incident. It's just a couple single car ones, but overall it's been a very clean night.
It's usually at this point I like to and as we see Party going into pits, I usually like
looks
to
like
say,
the 8 has an issue as he heads towards the S's. He's pulling off the track. He's probably got a course penalty there.
It's usually at this point I like
or maybe he ran out of gas.
Everybody that to make their picks for the win of the race, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be unanimous if we all vote. I'm taking Party in the one.
But the one is in pit road now. It looks like the 8 car ran out of gas at the top of the S's. So,
no.
Yeah. We were just he's coasting along. 3 stays out. He has not pitted yet, so you got to wonder if his teammate in the 8 ran out. Is he playing a dangerous game there? 8's still not under power as he coasts through the S's. We're going to have to keep an eye, make sure nobody gets collected in that. Meanwhile, the 1 comes back out of pit road while the 2 comes in to make his stop. And did I see right? It looks like Corey has passed him on pit road.
I was trying to watch that, and I couldn't quite tell.
Let's see. Corey in the 22 is heading down towards... Yep, Corey has taken the lead. Wow, and a big lead at that. So, yeah, you got to definitely figure he took 2 tires.
Yeah, for sure.
22 has a huge lead over the 1 car now.
That extra... that early pit stop may have helped.
Oh, he gets held up behind the 13 again, coming out of the S's, heading towards turns 9 and 10.
Well, but the 22s, I've been watching him, lately, and he's going to have to do a cleaner line.
Oh, 13 into the wall out of 10 again. It has not been a good night for the 13 cars. He has just had several incidents. Meanwhile, the 3 goes to pit road. So that should complete green flag pit stops and cycle it back around to the 22 in front. 8 cars still in pit road, so that's got to be disappointing for him after running out of gas here in the final stage. Meanwhile, we'll see if the 1 of Party can make up any time on Corey. If Corey just snookered him in pits.
It seems like he definitely did.
You know, we
but
see the one
from
gets
what
off
I
track.
was watching earlier, that one is so much faster, and the 22 just, unless they made some radical adjustments on pit road, he's a sitting duck out there. I mean, he was in the dirt, he was in the wall. I mean, hopefully they made some good adjustments as he makes contact with the 9 and then goes through the grass again. Just
That's the thing,
no
though. Look
word.
at that gap. It actually seems like he's growing. And I'm following the one car here, and let's see. Corey has about the same lead on the number 1 of Party that Party had on him earlier when we thought something was wrong with the 22, and one was just walking away from him.
Well, we have no way of telling how many laps are actually left, but I mean, I'm really pulling for the 1 on this one because he's been faster all day, and I just.
We'll see if the
I
9 gives him room as they come getting ready to head towards turns 3 and 3A. Yep, 9 lets out of it, lets him by, and that's pretty straight up. Last week's winner, actually, Cracker right there, being his first win in his 3rd season. So that was a big, big congratulations and a big attaboy to him right there. He works hard for it every week, and I can honestly say if you were to ask around in the garage at the start of the week race, no one would have said him for the winner, but then I guarantee you that was one of the most popular wins in the league so far, just because of how much effort he puts into it every week. A little bit of a rough night for him tonight. Looks like the number 1's starting to close in on the 22 now.
It looks like it, but is he going to have enough time?
That's the question.
The 1 is so good in this side of the track. That hairpin, he makes up a half a car length every time they go through. It's amazing to watch him. But
it really
wow,
is.
That's a gap. That's a good 3-second gap, at least, maybe 4. But you got to understand, though, the 22's on older tires. The 1 just came out of the pits. So at some point, the 22's tires are going to give out.
Well, yes, they'll give out, but does he need any more than what he's got? That's the question.
Well, but look here. Look, don't look now, but in your back mirror, and those
he's catching him
through the S's, he is there. I mean, it's gonna be a good finish.
Looks like we have about a little over 10 laps to go.
Oh, and that's an eternity here at this track. Oh, and the 22 just hit pit road, and wow, what? Spook, any comment on that?
Maybe that early stop's gonna bite him. Trying to find.
So the 1 assumes the lead in a strange turn of events there. As we see, the 1 is battling with the lap car, the 13. The 13 seems to be battling unnecessarily with the 1.
Well, he's done pretty good at giving the right away to the lead lap cars all night. It may have just been a bad spot where he wasn't expecting him to catch him right there.
That's true. That's true.
That's one thing. These guys have definitely shown a lot of give and take all night. And
he's pulling a Ryan Newman.
Yeah, he said, I'll give you the room, but I'm not happy about it.
I mean, who do we have in second, and where are they, Stu? I mean, the 1 seems like it's so handily out front as we see the 13 off track and into the wall again.
Let's see. Looks like the 8 is DNFs. I believe the 24 is our second place runner right now.
And, okay, so which one are you watching right now, Spook? Go ahead and check our leader.
Right now I am on our leader in the number 1 car as he's heading towards 3 and 3A, trying to put a lap on the 7 and 8.
All right, I'm just coming across the start-finish line in second. I don't know if he has enough to catch him. Oh, he just got off track though. The 24 coming over the hill on the right-hander.
Well, he may not have to catch him now. Corey pitting has to make you wonder: is the one going to have to pit, or is he going to be able to go all the way to the end?
Well, I mean, I have to think, Stu, as late as the one pitted, remember, it seemed like it was a mistake almost for the 22 getting the pit earlier, because they went another 5 laps or so before everybody else pitted.
Right.
And a 5-lap run here, that's a half a tank of gas.
Well, that should be, I believe that would be 8 laps to go that we see the number 1 taken right there that time. So I guess we're going to find out soon whether or not how it's all going to play out.
We're going to find out,
I gotta
just
admit,
like everybody else here watching.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on pins and needles. I'm sitting here wondering, is Party going to make it to the end and hold on for his second win of the season, the second win of his career in the Outlaw Cup Series? Is Jackson going to go ahead and be the sleeper that nobody expected, doing a part-time role, filling in for Jaywood in the 24 car, and go ahead and steal it based on pit strategy?
You know how exciting that would be for the 24 to just sneak this one in?
I couldn't imagine that post-race interview. I can tell you that would be one happy boy.
Jackson broadcasting for the next month because he'd be celebrating.
Oh, he'd be. Well, we'd hear from him. We'd be hearing from him hungover. But I tell you, I can't wait to see how this plays out, because no matter who gets it, it's got all the storylines to go with it. It's been a clean race tonight, minimal contact as far as cars go on track.
And we've had. I see the 8 car is still in the pits. Have we heard word about that? Did he? When he lost, he ran
out of fuel. The team had thought, but it turned out that the fuel pump had shut down, and they couldn't get it to reset with the ECU. So yeah, his race ended up being done, and he was
that clock got
our
him.
only retiree of the night. Yeah. They couldn't fix it. It wasn't worth it to keep running any more laps because they weren't going to be able to pick up any spots.
Well, while we're talking about that repair clock, what is your opinion on that repair clock?
It is what it is. Really?
I mean, well, when I asked that, I mean, do you think that 2 minutes is a little strict? Should we give them 5 minutes? You know, because can you really swap out a fuel pump in 2 minutes? You know, if it's something like that, get them back out there to minimum speed.
It wasn't a thing where they were timed out and told to park. They had the team elected. They decided not to run any further after realizing how long it was going to take to change the part. They just decided it wasn't worth it for the amount it was going to cost for not moving up any positions.
I understand.
Meanwhile, there should be
still for that 8 car. That was a pretty good run they were having.
Oh yeah, it was an intense battle, and that's for sure.
And it looks like we've got the 24 on pit road.
All right, so I would put Jackson making his final stop.
Of pit stops then, as we see the 22 go by Jackson. So maybe they can't go. But see, this is what I'm wondering, Scooby. Yep. The one has such a lead. Can he save enough to not have to pit one more time?
He might be able to. He did run it long that first run of the stage, and there should be 5 to go, I believe, if my math is correct. So you're kind of putting yourself into a do or die position here.
But at this point, he's ran so many races, and he finally got his first one. How bad does he want it, and how hard is he going to stretch this?
Oh, he's going to... You want it don't matter how many wins you get. You always want every single time you get behind the wheel. That's beside the point. And let's be honest, the day you stop actually wanting to get wins...
That's the day you need to retire.
Yeah, and then jump up here with us, hang out, and have a good time watching it.
That's right.
It's definitely a nice perspective coming up here up top every now and then.
So we saw the 22 pit earlier. Oh, so that was scheduled when the 22 pitted once again.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they just made a miscalculation when they were doing their planning out as far as how many laps they were going to run on the stage.
But judging on the last set of pit stops, if they did make a miscalculation and the one has to pit again, you remember what happened the last time that the one had to pit? He came out in second.
Yeah, but we also can be fairly certain that he took 4 tires then. Now, what if you
That's
come
true.
out, you're right here at the end. We got, figure that was probably 4 laps to go this time. So, you only need a splash of gas.
You could come in and do a splash and go, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd rather him try to chase me down from 10 seconds behind than me have to try to make up a second or two on him on a little fresher tires. As we see Party in the one coming up some more lap traffic.
In the booth, we don't have the luxury of seeing how far the second place driver is. But,
exactly.
I mean, if you look at it, though, from my perspective, which I'm looking back, he's got nothing but clear track. If he's not saving fuel right now, he's just, forgive me, stupid.
Well,
I mean...
see, part of that might not be by choice. We'll see if he comes in this time or if he stays out and goes another lap. And he's going to stay out. But sometimes if you try to change your rhythm some and start saving more gas and when you're getting on and off, you can really throw yourself out. And next thing you know, you're losing 4 or 5 seconds a lap. And we see the 24 moves over out of his way. He doesn't want to hold up Party at all. And this has really been a flawless race, and it's been a race with a story of 2 cars. We had easily the first 2 stages of the race was all about the 22 of Corey. He led just about every lap. But then we got to the start of the 3rd stage, and it's really been the Party show in the number 1.
It has. And see, and that shocks me because how everybody 1 through 5 just seem to be right there, ready, chomping at the bit. But what it looks like, and I think of it in my head, is an endurance race. It seems like Party is the one that had the car, that went the distance, and still was able to hold handling and run strong, and everybody else just fell off.
Look at this. He's going to dip it in. So we're going to have to watch this. I'm going to keep it on the number 1 car. Are you going to stay on Party? You want me to go to Corey? Or?
I'm on Party. You go ahead.
I'm going to jump over to the 22. We'll see where he comes out. This just got interesting.
We'll see if we get tires.
Corey's coming through the S's. He gets hung up a little bit behind the number 9 of Doug coming through turn 9, heading towards turn 10.
If you're in the S's, we should be okay.
We're coming through turn 10 in the 22 as he's coming up, heading towards the hairpin.
All right, let's see.
Into the braking zone, halfway through. We're getting ready to get on the gas.
We're out.
Yep, 22 comes.
This is the race right here. And he is out of the pits. He is back up to speed.
22 comes past the line, heading up the hill. We will see. Let's see how this plays out.
Oh, he is back up to speed.
Yeah, I see Party up there in turns 3 and 3A. Now tires.
Yep.
Does Corey's
and
tires
all he
take?
Did, yep.
Does Corey's tires catch him?
All he did was take a splash. Oh man, this is what racing is made of. So who's gonna take it now?
We are on board with the 22. See if he catches him. Looks like the 3. Now is the 3 gonna hold him up? Coming into the S's, he might not have a choice to hold him up.
We're on board with the 1 looking back right now.
I'm on board with the 22 looking forward. Gets off the track a little bit coming through 9, heading into 10.
As much as the 22's tires have been on track, I don't think he's going to have any more. But look at that.
Diving it into the hairpin.
He's got to get past that 24 before he does anything.
No, that's his 3 car that he has to get by. And
this is a 3. I'm sorry.
Boy, it looks like he loses some time there coming out of the hairpin. There should be 1 to go.
If that's the case, the 1 may have this 1 handled.
Going to find out.
I'm literally chewing on my fingernails right now.
Oh, this is all parties race to lose here at this point.
That's right. And that 3 needs... Oh, he's right there. I don't know if he's...
He should be lead lap. I don't think he got lapped. He may have gone with a different strategy that moved him up some.
Is that a battle for second and third?
I believe it is.
If this is the last lap, Party just won. Well, he got around him, though. Here's the 22.
Across the line, let's see. Okay,
No,
so this should be one to go.
Still going. The one to go brought to you by Credit One Bank.
Yep, my timing is off a little bit because I'm having to watch on a secondary in-car stream, which is from the lap counter. So this should be the
NASCAR
final lap.
Heat 3, if you're watching, you know, little help for broadcasters.
Yeah, it looks like Corey is he's catching him. Does he have the time? He is cutting that down by huge chunks.
No.
They come into the S's. It looks
perfect.
like just 3 or 4 car lanes separating the two of them.
Oh my
heading down the hill.
Spook. What do we have here? But
Oh,
remember, the
is this going to be another? Look at that. Oh, he gets off a little bit.
Look at there.
Runs the 22 wide as they come through, heading turn number 10. They Party goes off.
Oh!
Corey gets by him last turn, last lap as they head in towards the hairpin, coming out of the final lap. Party overdrives it going into turn number 10 on the final lap as they come across the line. We have 22. Corey is our winner tonight,
my God.
followed by the number 1 of Party People. Third place will be the number 3 of Riot Hull. Let's see, coming to the line, we'll see who's going to get 4th place. Is it going to be the 24? Nope, coming in 4th place. Is it going to be the 2 car? It looks like it's going to be the 2, holding off the 78. Next across the line is going to be the, looks like the 24 is going to hold off the 9.
Spook, let's get these drivers parked. I want to talk to them.
And it looks like 13 is going to round out the field. We'll go ahead, we'll jump and follow him across on board as he comes across. And boy, folks, wait till we get these guys in here. I am sure this is going to be some post-race interviews you are going to want to hear to believe. We have Corey getting a last lap pass coming out of turn number 10, heading into the final hairpin at turn number 11. We have Party who, he ran a good, almost flawless race, and then coming into turn number 10, coming through turn number 9, getting ready to head towards turn 10 after the S's. He just got a little bit off the track there, and just wow. This was wild. So we're just waiting here for a moment to get the final finishing order. And then we'll get our top 3 finishers in here. We'll speak with them, get their feelings on how it went. Wrap up our night.
What a finish, Spoob. I couldn't ask for a better finish. Oh, gosh. That was amazing.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get our top 3 finishers in here. I'm going to have to suggest them to you, Moose. Alright, I just sent them over to you. Alright, so we just going ahead, we sent our invites to our top 3 finishers. We're going to give them a moment to get in here so we can have a word with them, see what their thoughts were as far as how their races went. All right. Hop out. I'll invite you and hop back in. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough night. PlayStation Network has not cooperated 100% with us, that's for sure. Okay, just had to remake the party. We're going to go ahead and get them in here, and we'll have a word with them. Definitely hope you guys all enjoyed that tonight. That was a very, very fun, exciting race to watch. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get our top 3 finishes in here. Looks like we have our second place finisher party in here. We have tonight's winner, Corey, has made it. And here's our third place finisher, Riot. Riot, why don't we go ahead and we'll start with you. Third place tonight. Good, solid effort. Looked like an intense, fun blast of a battle you had there with the 8 and the 24 for quite a while, battling for 3rd through 5th. Tell us about your night. How was your car? How was your night?
The car was good handling-wise. It just didn't have the speed to really keep up with Party and Corey up there. But I knew it was going to come down to fuel at the end. Well, it did, and I just came a little bit short. But definitely good racing with Party and Corey. I couldn't believe Corey just flew right back up there, angry like he did. But that was fun to watch.
If you thought that was fun to watch from where you were, you should have been in the booth with us.
I tell you, you guys gave us a thrill a minute tonight. Riot, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Awesome job tonight. Car was clean for the most part at the end of the night. And it's really all you can ask for. A great job out there, and we look forward to seeing you on track again next time.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Not a problem. Thank you. Second place finisher tonight, Party. Man,
Party.
you guys made it interesting.
God.
We thought you were looking at your second win of the season. Definitely had the strategy calls were out there. You seemed like you had a strong car in the final stage. Tell us about your night. How was it? How was your race?
Oh man. Well, the first stage, I was tailgating Corey pretty much through the first stage, which I was pretty happy about, being able to keep up with him, being how fast he is on road courses. And then I messed up at the end there, caught some damage, had to repair it on pit road during the stage, dropped me all the way back, and caught up to him pretty quickly during the second stage. And I took full advantage of just hauling ass in the last stage. And man, I had the strategy call, but some people like the 13 car don't know how to get out of the way for the leaders, and pretty much lost me 10 seconds on the track. That could have been the difference between me winning and obviously losing there. But definitely props to Corey, man, for driving his ass off. That was definitely impressive.
So do you think that maybe if you pitted, maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier, maybe you would have had it? I mean, tires mean everything here at this track. So I can't help but feel maybe if you did a little different strategy call, you think you could have had it?
I didn't take tires. If I took tires, Corey would have got out in front of me either way. So I mean, all I gotta say is that if the 13 was never around me tonight, I would have had a bigger gap on Corey. He put me in the grass multiple times tonight in that final stage, cost me horribly.
Yeah, it seemed like lap cars played into it a few times tonight. Seemed like more often than not they tried to get out of the way, but there was a couple of times where it was just bad timing. But it almost seemed like there was more lap traffic encounters tonight than there was normally.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, with Sonoma, it's really hard to get out of the way. I mean, like especially, I mean, anywhere on the track because you're trying to carry as much speed around, so it's really hard to pass somebody in the first place. And you know, man, it was really fun racing with Corey, being able to have it battled out there. And the S's,
Well,
man, which it's
You
done.
put on a hell of a show tonight, brother, and we thank you for every minute of it because it was awesome watching up here. I don't know how it was for you, but it was great up here.
Heartbreaking, man, heartbreaking.
Well, as heartbreaking as it may have been, we still want to congratulate you on a hell of a second place finish tonight. And we look forward to seeing you back on the track when we get back in action tomorrow night for the Bandits and the Gunmen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and now on to our winner, Corey. You swept the stages. You definitely made it entertaining and interesting. That was one of the most impressive drives through the field we've seen. Both Moose and myself were alternating throughout the race, going with yours and Party's onboard cameras. Clearly the two cars of the field tonight. Tell us about your night. Tell us about your race. That last lap pass coming there, going into turn number 10. We want to hear all about it.
Wait, before you say that, I want you to know that Spooby counted you out at the first pit stop. He said no, he ain't gonna win.
Nah, we had a pretty good first half, both stages. Both of us kind of just running our lines, trying to stay on the track, not really battling it out too much. And then stage 3 it started the same way, and then halfway through that stage, not even that, like 22 laps to go, NASCAR decided I made a commitment line violation, I guess, and made me do a pass through. So that set us back quite a bit. After that, it was just trying to rebound.
Well, hell
But
of a
after
job
all
on that
that,
recovery tonight.
And that's what me and Spook were talking about. We were like, was that a violation? Oh my, because we thought that you pitted early, but you know what? It worked out to your advantage. We thought after you pitting, surely we'd see some more coming in, and we didn't. And you know, you got off sequence, and I think, in my opinion, that won you the race.
Now, I think it sounded like both of us had our own problems with some lap cars. What won the race was that whatever happened coming off the hill, and then the S's asked him to go off the track and dust fine. And not doing what he had to do to try to keep the lead, kind of held the middle of the track, and that made him set up wrong for turn 10.
Well, regardless of how it happened, you guys put on a hell of a show tonight. Unbelievably good green flag racing, as we didn't have a single yellow flag with the exception of the stage ending cautions. And we told everybody as the race was winding down, if you haven't left yet, make sure you stay tuned, because we didn't know who was going to win it. We had our thoughts, but we really knew it was anybody's race, and you sure didn't disappoint. You and Party people in the number 1 car, battling right down there, right to the checkered flag. It looked like he could have tried to make a run back on it, but getting out there a little too wide coming through turn 10. And it was, you guys put on a good show tonight.
Another 50 yards, and I was out of gas crossing the line.
We enjoyed every minute of it. We saw some tough luck for one of the RCR cars in number 8. And he had his issue where it's led to him DNFing. And before we go, Jackson, I'd love to get a quick word with you, bud.
Yo.
All right. You made one of your few starts through the year. You don't do too many of the races on Wednesdays. You're normally in the booth.
Inaugural start.
Oh,
Hey, wait, before we hear from Jackson, I just want to do this right here. That man right there, huh? He deserves one of these.
Yep. But, Jackson, you part of that 3-way battle for third all night. You looked like you were having fun, kept the car clean. I know Jay Wood's got to be happy with you.
Yeah.
How'd you like it out there? Did you have some fun?
Dude, I loved it. I really enjoyed racing tonight. Finished 5th. I thought I had a pretty decent car. I mean, I thought I ran pretty well. Honestly, I was kind of a victim. I seen Corey pit, so I was like, oh man, he's up to something. So I kind of pitted like 3 or 4 laps afterwards when I really didn't have to. and I didn't really think it through all the way. So that put me
Yeah,
back, but
I've seen that happen myself.
yeah, I was kind of like, I was like 2 seconds off of Riot and Trans all night, and so I was pretty satisfied. I don't think I really irritated anyone. I kind of stayed clean, so that's all I can ask for.
All right, well, we had fun watching you. You guys, especially when you did that
Thanks for
3
holding
wide
it
through the
down.
hairpin, man. We know your next planned start as of now is when we get up to Indianapolis. And
Yeah.
if you're not on the track before then, well, then we look forward to seeing you on the track then. But in the booth, definitely every Wednesday, and then on the track Thursdays. And
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
yeah,
And,
we
as far
appreciate
as
everything
in the
you do
booth
as well.
goes, I'll be in here more frequently.
Yes, we are definitely looking forward to you being part of the broadcast team full time, or at least mostly full time. And want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight for going ahead, bearing with us. We know we had some technical difficulties there at the start, but we stuck through it. We're here at it, and we just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you go check out the Veedverks.com website. I myself personally have ordered some of their Amelia lotion, and I will say this stuff works wonders. I put it on, and just a matter of minutes later, it was already working. So definitely go by, check them out. Really nice people over there. They'll hook you up with good prices, good deals. And
Veedverks.com. It's on our website.
they actually give you a little personal touch. So I will wait until you order yourself so you can see that. Because I know when I opened up my package and I saw the little personal touch they did, that stuck out to me, and it made me really appreciate it. So make sure you check them out. They got good products. I will strongly stand by and support them, and say that I have personally used them and do approve of them and recommend them highly to everybody that my personal and work life. So thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow night we have the Gunman Truck Series racing at Gateway, and we have the Bandit Grand National Series racing at Iowa. So be sure to tune in, check us out, and we will see you on the track tomorrow night. Thank you.
And from the
See y'all tomorrow night.